here I am with my good friend Stuffed Crust doing some power-ups, getting pretty good on the Kawasaki. We hit a bunch of corners. We were taking a ride. You can see him in my mirror here to the left. We hit the first corner. I hit the second corner. You can still see his headlight. Hit the third corner. I didn't really see him in that corner. Hit the fourth corner. Couldn't see him at all. Wondering, oh, maybe he's just lagging behind. So I pulled over on the side of the road, waited for him, didn't hear anything, and I was thinking of the worst. So I turned around, hoping and praying that he was all right, and it was nothing. He just needed to pull over for something, maybe some music or a phone call. Headed back in his direction, past two cars, and there he comes down the hill. And over the headset, he was like, dude, I'm so sorry. I crashed the bike. I was like, dude, don't worry about it. And there you can see some pieces are missing from the bike. Went to check if he was okay. He looked okay. We got the kickstand down. He picked the bike up out of the ditch and rode it back to me. He's got some damage on his shoulder and his hand. His pant leg was all messed up. He slid on the left side of his body. Little scrape on the swing arm, but the frame slider saved the bike. The swing arm frame slider and the main frame slider saved the bike. Now I got to be the passenger princess, and we headed back to the crash scene to pick up any broken parts.
Okay. Oh my gosh, let's go.
Never been a passenger on any of my bikes before. That was awesome. Passed right next to the crash scene. He got a little scrape on the helmet. His arm was all jacked up from all the sticks in the ditch. Here's the route that I could tell the bike went down, and we were walking along it looking for parts, and there was the mirror on the left side, and there was the tailpiece on the left side. No cracks. Let's rebuild it right here.
Look at that. Rebuilds on the road.
Plenty of people passed us slowing down. Then I got back on his bike as the passenger. We rode back to the Kawasaki. Then we swapped bikes. I hopped on the S1000, gave it a little bit of a durability test, side to side movement. Yeah, she was functioning just fine. Beautiful evening for a ride, nice weather, and boom, gave her the juice. She works flawlessly just as before. But you know what time it is. Time for a rebuild. Welcome back to the channel, guys. That was me and my buddy Luke unboxing all the fairings. These fairings are from a Moto part. I've heard great things about this company, and the fairings so far are absolutely amazing. The colors, the clear coat, just fantastic. And I'm looking forward to getting the scratch fairings off the bike. And my buddy who crashed the S1000, we're still good friends, no hard feelings. Once this bike is backing up, we're gonna go out riding again. But for now, we got these scratch fairings to change out. There's also the headlight that's broken and a few other plastics. We're just gonna have to figure out as we go. Let's dive into this build. I can't wait to see this S1000 transform. Man, I'm loving these fairings from Moto Parts so far. They are fitting fantastic. And that blue and red combo is killer. One thing I noticed that I really like is the red on the fairings matches really nicely with the spring in the rear. I definitely didn't notice the red spring as much with the white fairings. We are absolutely cruising through the fairings, and big thanks to Luke for helping me unbox these things. Let's turn this bike around and start working on the front. Topped off the coolant on the bike. Forgot to do that last time. This side is good and all clean. You come around to this side and our first problem is the headlight bracket broke and the headlights are now separated. It cracked right in there, unfortunately, as well. It's all scraped up over here, but we can clean that up. Thankfully, the front plastic is not broken, so we can keep that and reuse it. So let's clean this up, get these belly fairings off, and change them out for these bad boys. So we're using some JB Weld epoxy on the headlight to save it. This stuff is a miracle worker. I used it on my Mustang back in the day. We're gonna let that sit in the sun, bake, and then we'll flip the headlight over in about an hour or two and do the other side. But once the headlight is fixed, we can fully assemble the front, but let's clean the left side of the bike now. So that headlight is all epoxy, drying up. It's turning out fantastic. Now I have to tell you guys something super awesome that happened. The previous owner of this S1000 who crashed it reached out to me over Facebook because I had this bike up for sale, and he recognized this piece right here on the bike and was like, no way, is this the same bike? So I let him know that I bought this from the Minnesota auction, and he was like, no way. I dropped it off there. Here are some photos of him dropping it off for the final time. He did get pretty injured in the accident. It actually is hard for him to ride a normal sport bike now. He has a S1000R, not double R, which is a little bit more upright, able to ride a little bit better. But he is doing well, and he is super happy to see this bike back in action, and I've already sent him a few sneak peeks of this carbon fairing kit. Glad I got in contact with him because that's pretty cool. I like knowing the owners of the previous bikes that I pick up from the auction. Like I know the previous owner of the R1M, I know the previous owner of the RSV4, I knew the previous owner of the CBR 600RR back in the day. Charles is the previous owner of this S1000RR. Now let's slap this side fairings on the S1000. Headlights all in, everything is secure. Those tabs with the JB Weld are holding fantastic. Now it's time for these beautiful pieces to go on the nose of the bike, and also for the side fairing. On Charles' fairings from the previous wreck, I took off the BMW logos. Let's slap those bad boys on, but I think we might have to go black with these in the future, but these will do for now. So let's finish this baby up, take it outside, and see how good she looks. My neighbors are having karaoke. That's awesome. Anyway, the S1000 blows my mind. The color change to the red, blue, and black design is just killer. The fairings from a motor part were super lightweight, high quality material, and just look at the fitment. It's actually OEM. Paint job is perfect. These are all clear coated over. Luke even pointed out it's got blue metallics in this dark blue. Oh, there you can see it a little bit. And the coolest thing about this is you can custom make a fairing kit for your bike. You just have to hit them up, and you can use my code 10CJM for 10% off your order. Now these 3 bikes are headed on a special trip. And also, before I forget, here are the 2 winners of the super clean products. Check out this sweet modded out CBR 1000 and this guy's 848 Evo Ducati. Well, that is gonna be it for tonight, guys. We'll catch you guys in the next one. See ya. All right, real talk with CJ here. This past weekend, I went on a group ride. We had 2 incidences on the ride. The first one, a guy crashed his Brunel, which I've never even seen that bike before. But anyway, he was all right, just kind of slid off into the grass. The second crash was a lady who went off into a drop-off while we were riding, and she ended up passing away. So I wanted to come on here and ask you guys, where would you go? If you were to die today, where would you go? I would encourage you to seek Jesus, because no one knows when they're gonna die. And I guarantee you, she was not thinking that this would be her last day. So I'd encourage you to seek Jesus before it's too late. Now I'd like to end with this verse, Jeremiah 29:13. You will seek me and find me when you seek me with all your heart.